So most people would say that your chances of actually securing the nomination here probably slim to none, but
well, hopefully securing the Libertarian nomination maybe
yes.
Maybe that would be a little bit better than
I guess I should have said the presidency. But you say it's about the message.
Well, it is about the message. You know, I share in the outrage that the Tea Party has, which is that we need to slash spending. But I also share in the outrage that Occupy Wall Street is expressing, and that is that this country's for sale. It's not a level playing field, and it should be. And as governor of New Mexico, I want to say that good government was easy. It wasn't hard. And it started with looking at the issues first and understanding the issues as opposed to partisan politics.
You more than 750 vetoes during your time.
You know, I may have vetoed more legislation than the other 49 governors in the country combined. New Mexico is a state that's 2-to-1 Democrat, so vetoing that much, and I was an equal opportunity vetoer too, by the way. I vetoed, a third of my vetoes were Republican bills. A third of the legislature was Republican. The point being, though, is Republicans seem to grow government just like Democrats, and I really believe in smaller government, That is a libertarian agenda, and a libertarian agenda that I think most people agree with also is keep the government out of the bedroom. Don't get the government making decisions on what you and I can or can't do in the bedroom. That's not a place.
All right. You cut taxes 14 times while you were the governor also, and as you said, you really believe in smaller government. The standard bearer, most people would say, I guess these days, for the Libertarian Party would be Ron Paul. But you feel you can't just have this one guy out there as the standard bearer.
Well, no. Humans, I think, we as humans, we need to hear it from more than just one source to be able to understand issues. If it just comes from one person or one messenger, it doesn't work. It needs to be a number of messengers. You know what? I'm one of those people that when I hear something 20 times, it's like, oh, I've heard that 20 times, but I'm just now hearing it. I'm just now understanding it. So it is an important message, and I want to shamelessly plug myself here too. You know, from a job creation standpoint, they did an analysis of which presidential candidate of all the presidential candidates had the best record on job creation. Well, that was me. And I think I just created an environment in New Mexico where that was able to take place, not creating one single job as governor of New Mexico. And then the ACLU, a couple of weeks ago, came out with a report card, and the ACLU is a group that's dedicated to civil liberties. It's dedicated to the preservation of the Bill of the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, and I got their highest grade when it came to that. And when it came to the ACLU, when I was governor, we always laughed. You know, you might disagree with them, meaning the ACLU, but they seem to always be right.
Okay. Foreign policy. Some people, a lot of people you hear saying, oh, well, you know, I like Ron Paul except for his foreign policy. What is your foreign policy?
Well, that's where Ron Paul and I would differ, at least when it comes to words, and we should maintain a strong national defense. We should be vigilant against threats, real threats against the United States. That said, I am promising to submit a balanced budget to Congress in the year 2013, which is a 43% reduction in federal spending, believing that the biggest threat to our national security is the fact that we continue to spend more money than what we take in. So I lay out a 43% reduction in military spending, believing that we can, in fact, provide ourselves with a strong national defense, defense being the operative word as opposed to offense, as opposed to nation building.
Yeah, and you make that point several times, that nation building should not be part of the military budget. Building schools, roads, and hospitals in other countries is not among the basic military obligations. There is nation building and rebuilding to be done right here at home.
There is nation building and rebuilding to be done here at home, and When it comes to foreign conflicts, I was opposed to Iraq from the get-go. I did not see a military threat. I thought we had the military surveillance capability to see Iraq roll out any weapons of mass destruction, that being the talk. But I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought if we went into Iraq, we were going to find ourselves in a civil war to which there would be no end. Afghanistan, I thought that was totally warranted. We were attacked, we attacked back, but after having been in Afghanistan for 6 months, we wiped out al-Qaeda. That was 10 years ago. We seem to continue to involve ourselves in making decisions for other governments. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say that because we don't like a foreign leader, that we should go in and topple that foreign leader. Libya. Look, as much as we don't like, didn't like Gaddafi, should we have involved ourselves in what I think is a civil war? We're going to pick a winner in Libya. And in 20 years from now, are we going to find that new leader to be Mubarak, where he's bad, but he's less bad than the others? I mean, we made that decision. That doesn't seem like something that our foreign policy should be based on.
All right. When it comes to domestic spending, you say the number one question that we should be asking is, should the government be doing this in the first place?
Well, so back to my 750 vetoes. I saved billions of dollars. I stood up and said, you know, all this is going to end up doing, I'm vetoing this legislation because all it's going to really end up doing is adding time and money for me as a citizen to have to comply with these rules and regulations and laws, as opposed to not doing it. It's not going to make a difference in anyone's life. And yet it's going to cost more, and it's going to take more of my time. And that, I think, is so much of what government does, is pay lip service to problems. They pass laws regarding problems. They pass rules and regulations regarding issues and problems that really don't make a difference at all. Zero difference. That's the growth that we have in government. I have a firm belief in less government. Less government is better government. Leave decisions to you and I. There's a reason for having attorneys and courts. They can arbitrate these issues as opposed to the government, which I think does a very ineffective job of doing that.
All right. Governor Gary Johnson, the former governor of New Mexico and also running for president on the Libertarian line, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.